For the first time since the election, Vice President Kamala Harris is talking to donors. On a virtual call, Harris and her running mate Tim Walz spoke openly about the disappointment that many are feeling after the election. And they also focused on the bigger picture, pointing to the hard work that went into this campaign, millions of doors knocked, countless calls made, and a historic $1.4 billion raised. They both made the case that these efforts laid the foundation for future progress. Vice President Harris encouraging supporters to stay strong and keep pushing forward.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
Joining me now, DNC National Finance Committee member Lindy Li. Welcome back as always, and thanks for being here. As you watched this and listened to Harris talk to these donors, many of whom you have shared are pretty frustrated and deflated by the Democratic loss in this election. How did this land?
Marni, it's always great to be with you. Well, I was on the call and I, on the one hand, couldn't believe what I was hearing, but then secondly, on the other hand, this is just so par for the course and right on brand. No one took any responsibility, and I don't want to be saying this. I just know that if I don't, everything's going to continue and the status quo will continue, and the consultants who made tens of millions of dollars fleecing the campaign while losing so decisively to Trump will just move on to the next campaign like nothing ever happened. The call was very self-congratulatory. Everyone is patting themselves on the back for I'm not sure what, since we lost all 7 swing states. There was no sense of analysis or introspection or even humility. A lot of people on the call gave everything. Well, she had 2 calls, one with top donors and one with grassroots. Some people were giving $10 to $25, and for them, that was so substantial. And then others gave $1 million. Perhaps they were giving in installments because it was hard for them. I have a duty of care to my donors, to stand up for them and to ask where all the money was, where all the money went. Because right now, as far as we know, millions went to celebrities, 2.5 went to Oprah. $500,000 went to Al Sharpton right before he interviewed Kamala Harris. I mean, it's just a boondoggle.
Right. And many of those celebrities who are frustrated with the loss are now saying, we just did a segment, they're leaving the country because they're so frustrated. When you talk to the donors and supporters after this call who are disenfranchised and they're clearly frustrated with how things went, what did they share with you about the state of the Democratic Party and her role in it?
People are shocked, and I'm getting someone even said that they refuse to donate to the DNC ever again, and they're just going to contribute to Senate candidates or to different PACs. People are shocked, and also the way that they've been treating donors. Again, this pains me to say it. It's just very difficult. We feel discarded now that they don't need us anymore. They're basically treating us as dispensable commodities. I don't know what else to say. How can the American people believe that the Democratic Party is capable of handling taxpayer funds if they can't even handle campaign funds?
Did it come up on the call? So $1.4 billion was raised for the campaign, but we're hearing reports $20 million in debt. Did that get addressed at all?
So the MO on these calls, we used to do these monthly. So the MO is that nobody is allowed to talk other than the speakers. No one is allowed to talk. The comment section is disabled. It's like this every single time. It's been like this the entire year. So there's no way to ask questions. And of course, I doubt they would, bring it up themselves. They clearly did not. So no, Marni, the answer is no. None of the serious questions were addressed. It was really just patting each other's on the back, and we'll see you for the Christmas party in 2 weeks.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.